Unlock Graduate's mission is to reduce rates of reoffending in the UK. So currently more than half of adults reoffend within 1 year of release from prison, and this costs the government £18.1 billion every year. So our mission is to reduce that cost and to promote rehabilitation inside prisons. So we have a 2-year leadership development programme where you're working as a frontline prison officer, and we want you to come and inject new ideas and fresh ways of thinking into the prison system to help rehabilitate those who are in your care and help them to make better, more informed choices about what they might want to do when they're released, so that they're less likely to reoffend when they leave prison. So yeah, it's a 2-year scheme, and along the way you'll be studying for a part-time master's, that's in applied custodial leadership, and you do that with Leeds University. You have the opportunity to complete work placements with a number of different organisations, so bringing the knowledge that you have got from working inside prisons to a completely new organisation to tell them about what Unlock is up to, and also develop new skills in a different kind of organisation. And you'll get to write a research paper or write a policy paper so that we can help to make that more systemic impact as well. Unlock Graduates, we look for students from all different degree disciplines, so we don't discriminate based on what you've studied. I think it's really important that we attract students from a wide range of different subject backgrounds because you'll bring different ways of thinking, different perspectives, and that will allow us to make as much impact as possible. And it's also worth noting that when you're applying for the role throughout the entire recruitment process, we don't know what you studied and what university you go to. So don't worry about any sort of unconscious bias that somebody might be having about what you studied, because they just won't know about it. So as long as you're able to demonstrate our 7 attributes, then you will succeed at our recruitment process. So it's more about being able to demonstrate strong motivation and that you have good relationship building skills, that you're a leader, you're able to make decisions, and it doesn't matter what you studied and where you studied. So I think it's really important to be clear on what we are assessing. So as I've mentioned before, we look for 7 different attributes throughout the recruitment process. So motivation, resilience, self-awareness, sense of possibility, good decision-making skills. So being really clear on what they are and what they mean in the context of the role. And then think about which one we might be assessing every step of the way. So when you hear a question, think about which attribute you think we are sort of listing out for, and make sure you pick a relevant example for that attribute. I think it's really important to look at specific examples. So rather than sort of, potentially if you've had a job working in hospitality, don't use when I worked in hospitality, try to think of a specific example where you had to demonstrate each attribute within that role. So, a particular day where you had to be really resilient in that job. And I think it's good to structure answers as well. So make sure that you follow the STAR layout, so situation, task, action and result, and try to spend most of your time in the action part and use I rather than we to take ownership of what the actions you took were in order to achieve the result. And by following this layout, you're able to make sure that the interviewer knows exactly what they're saying and that you conclude your answer well, and you don't sort of go off topic.